Hey everybody, it's Dan with Pain for You. This morning was great. I looked outside on the side window and I saw a couple of fox over back here, and really funny. 2 minutes later they start going at it. They start having sex in my backyard. I was laughing. Anyway, that had never happened to me here, and I've been in this home for, I don't know, about 4 years or so. Anyway, funny story, caused me to laugh. I'm still chuckling about it. So today's topic is going to be, what are you thinking? What are you thinking? So I get so many messages, I see so many comments, and so many people are saying, well, my brain does this and I can't control my thoughts, or the fear is owning me, and just really kind of a lack of any sense of control over what's going on up here. And you know, we have these beliefs, we have these subconscious programs, we have these fears and anxieties, and we have all of this stuff. And in my opinion, the input into all of this is our thoughts. And we have the ability to, as thoughts come into our mind, or they are given to us by other people, we have the ability to accept those thoughts as, hey, that's true, or reject them and go, no, that's BS, I don't buy that. And we can do that, the same filtering that we do when we're talking to other people and they share a concept that we say, that's BS, and we reject it. Or if they share something that kind of agrees with the way we already view the world, we say, yeah, I agree with that. So thoughts, we're constantly filtering when they come in from other people. I think many of us fail to do a filtering on our own thoughts. So imagine you have a thought that comes along and says, oh my God, my body is failing on me. I'm broken. You know, it's just, I'm not doing well, and this is going to be in my life forever. Well, those are your thoughts that are happening based on what's kind of going on in your world and the pains or symptoms that you're suffering from. Just like we can filter those things that we hear from other people or from the media or whatever, and we can say, yeah, it's BS, or, oh, that's true, I accept that. We can absolutely apply the same type of filters for our own thoughts, because it is very possible that many of our thoughts that we have are just thoughts. They're not necessarily true. They're not based on fact. They just happen to be things that fleet into our head. And if you kind of view thoughts as water running down a stream, it's okay to let them pass and just go, yeah, whatever, that one, that can pass, that can pass. You don't always have to reach in and grab it and say, I'm going to make this part of me now. Right? So these beliefs that we are broken or frail or can't handle stress or can't handle our emotions, or we are broken mentally or emotionally and we're not going to get better, these are all just passing thoughts. And you can choose to filter them out and say, yeah, I don't buy that. That's kind of bullshit. And start to recognize that not only can we filter thoughts, but we can literally choose our thoughts. So if you wake up and your first thought is anxious, oh my God, what's today going to be like? We can literally choose to go, stop. Choose to say, I've got some good stuff to look forward to today. Today's going to be a great day. Right? We have choice to our thoughts. And I did a video on the reticular activating system a couple of weeks back. And that's the part of our brain that's constantly scanning the horizon, looking for evidence or confirmation that the things that we believe are true. Well, what forms our belief? Thoughts are the first input into this, whether it be given to us from somebody else or whether or not it's something that we just kind of thought up on our own. That's the input to this whole process. So once you accept a thought as being true, and there's some emotion wrapped in it, then we start to believe that is true. And a belief is nothing more than a decision that what I just thought, or what I've been thinking for a long time, is actually the truth. So once we have this belief, that turns on this reticular activating system, and it scans, and looks for evidence and proof and confirmation that the thing I believe, which was started based on thoughts that I've accepted, is true. And so if you are believing that you're weak emotionally, mentally, physically, and you truly believe that because you've accepted those thoughts that were either given to you from other people or that you had yourself, you're constantly going to be on the lookout for evidence and confirmation that you're weak, broken, easily damaged, can't handle life, right? Everything starts to look like you can't handle things. You're weak, easily broken, right? But it all starts with these thoughts and this filter that we have, or that many of us don't use, and a primary example in this chronic pain or chronic illness world is, as the doctor tells you something, you can still filter it out. The doctor is not God. The doctor doesn't have this almighty power to know everything. Yes, they got a fancy white lab coat, and yes, they spent, hundreds of thousands of dollars and 10 years of their life studying medicine. But that doesn't mean that the words that come out of their mouth are gospel and you need to own them, right? Because they are fallible. They are practicing medicine based on what they have learned and what they have been taught, and they follow these protocols and standards of care, and they're doing their best. There may be some doctors out there that really don't give a crap, but for the most part, they really do. They just don't know what they don't know. So as it relates to doctors and the things you've heard in the past and these diagnoses, you can filter them out and say that's kind of BS. It doesn't apply to me. Why? Because you know about TMS. And even more so than the diagnosis, because sometimes a diagnosis is you have a bulging or herniated disc. Okay, that is the diagnosis. It's the prognosis and the prediction that is what is causing the pain, and the prediction that you will have pain forever, and it's going to get worse and worse and worse as you get older, and you're going to need surgery, and oh my God, right? Those are just thoughts coming from another human being with some fancy medical degrees, and they are applying thoughts that they've been given and sharing them with you. But now that we know about TMS, we actually know more about what causes chronic pain, or what causes pain in the first place, what makes it chronic, and how to actually get out of it, right? You and I know way more than doctors on how to solve chronic pain. And you may still be in the journey in trying to get rid of the pain, but you actually know more than this medical degree person. So, as it relates to the things you've been told about your body, yeah, if there's something on the image, great. Accept that, that's okay. But don't accept the determination that what you see on the image is actually what's causing your pain. Because if you've ruled out life-threatening and you've ruled in TMS with the several assessments I share, the doctor's wrong about what is causing your pain. So we can filter these thoughts out before we choose to accept them as fact. And it's really important for us to know that we can choose and filter these thoughts. So, when I say, what are you thinking? Question it. If you find yourself in a really fearful state, what are you thinking? What thoughts are you choosing? And they are choices. And for anybody that goes, well, I can't stop my brain, it's just doing this. It's a habit. You're in the habit of thinking fearful, scary thoughts. You're in the habit of thinking that you're not good enough. You're in the habit of thinking that your life sucks. You're in the habit of all this stuff. But we can choose to reject those thoughts. And we can choose to start creating and accepting new thoughts that actually support moving forward in life and not holding us down underwater and drowning us. So, what are you thinking? Is a really good question. And if you find yourself in a particularly anxiety-filled, pain-filled place, or in a really bad place in your mind, take a stop. What are you thinking? And that's really where my entire concept about awareness, the awareness is the blanket that's got to cover this whole process. If you're unaware of what you are thinking and you're running an autopilot, which just means your subconscious mind is, letting that roommate in your head chatter at you all day. If you're not aware of that, how the heck are you going to choose different thoughts? How are you going to filter them out and say, yeah, that's bullshit and this applies, and make decisions that this is what I'm going to believe? You need to make a decision that TMS is what's going on with you and you believe you can get better. That is a decision. And that decision is formed by the thoughts and the knowledge that you gain. Those thoughts that, yeah, I can do this. That's that emotion of enthusiasm and optimism and hope. And so the knowledge plus the hope that you can do it, and obviously you went through the assessment to make sure TMS is your deal, but that really leads to the decision that you can get better. And when you make that decision, you start to see so many more possibilities. When you make the decision to believe that you can get better, you're turning on this reticular activating system to look for evidence and confirmation that you actually can get better. And you will start to notice things. And if you have the decision and the belief that you can't get better, the reticular activating system is going to look for that. The brain doesn't care what it looks for. It will follow your lead. It will listen to your instructions. So you darn well better give it instructions that support your healing and your growth as a person and your ability to change your life for the better. So does this stuff make sense? Are you with me on this? What are you thinking? Anytime you're in a bad place, ask yourself, what am I thinking? Bring it down to the present. Get out of the future catastrophization. Get out of the rumination over the past. Get to the present. What am I actually thinking? And maybe understanding that will help you determine how come you're having such a crappy day. And then you can choose to shift your thoughts. We can choose gratitude. We can choose productivity. We can choose to do something useful or something that's meaningful or will bring you joy, right? These things all make sense. They all matter. So what are you thinking? Really, on a daily basis, on a moment-by-moment basis, what are you thinking? And if you are struggling, you can choose better thoughts. And this isn't just bullshit. Oh, positive thinking. If I think positive, my pain's going to go away. Really? That's not what I'm talking about. There's a little more to it than that. But we can choose to be positive. We don't want to be Pollyanna. We want to accept the reality of what's going on. But as it relates to us and our ability to navigate this world, boy, choosing to believe that we're capable of doing that isn't just, positive thinking on things outside of our control. It's things that we actually control. We can do this stuff. So what are you thinking? Where's your mind going? And recognize, please, please, please recognize that you have the ability, when you become aware of your thoughts, to choose different ones. So let me know what you guys think. Was this useful? Was this helpful? Please comment below. Yeah, I guess that's all I've got on this topic. But what are you thinking? And with that, I'm going to sign off, and we'll see you in the next video. Love you.